What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Planet Coaster. This is episode 23 now on the series. In the last episode, we built this, the Splash Zone. And yes, I did forget to name it in the previous one, but it's really not that great. And honestly, guys, this one kind of pissed me off a little bit. We started out with 20 trains on the ride. You can see it splashing over right here. We dropped it back down to 16, and then I did a little bit more editing, and then it all of a sudden was only 5. And I tried 7, but it didn't actually complete a full pass of the ride. So I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna touch it. It's just gonna stay the exact same way that it is right now, I guess, and we'll just live with it. But that was kind of a fail. If you guys were wondering why the episode was much shorter than it probably should have been, I bet I was recording for, actually I know I was recording for at least 2 hours on that one, and the episode's only about 14-15 minutes long. So if that tells you how much I actually had to cut out of me either just not talking or trying to figure out, like, troubleshoot what was wrong with this thing. But on a lighter note, we do have a couple of things to go over here, stuff that I did off camera, starting off over here at Pathos. The Q scenery rating for this was like 8% or something really low, so I bumped it up just a little bit, but there's honestly not much more I can do over here in the way of adding, you know, plants and things like that. But people are starting to line up for it a lot more than they were previously. The Q scenery rating is an 82%. With a prestige of 649. Now, another thing that I added, you guys might notice this, is a block section onto Tornado. King Coaster, what are you doing up here, dude? There's literally no one up here. You can't get in there. I guess he's just waiting for people to exit the ride. And the queue was getting all the way backed up to the entrance. And I was like, God, how can I improve this? So I just added a simple single block section. I tried it with 3 trains, and for whatever reason it didn't work. I think it's probably because I have the block sections too close right here. Now we at least have 2 trains, so by the time the first one leaves, the second one comes back in, drops off all of the passengers, and then lets new people on. And by the time that exchange happens, the first coaster that went should be coming right back into the block section. So much more efficient here. Yeah, dude, this thing has brought us in $12,000, almost $13,000 in the last month. Our money situation is kind of hurting a little bit with the running costs for the Splash Zone and the Rapid River. Is that what Raging River. Jeez, I'll never get that name right. So although this is arguably our coolest looking area, it's not our most profitable, unfortunately. Maybe that'll change once they hit the classic status. Something else new that I don't think I mentioned yet is we added a little bit of scenery over here behind the OP, the Overpower. This one, same thing, not making us a whole lot of money. Bumper cars have been vacant for quite a while for whatever reason, so what we have to do, guys, is try to get a little bit more traffic over into the outskirts area over here. The only entrance into this area would be this path here, as well as this path here. So I think what we're gonna do today is a little bit of redemption. Obviously, the Splash Zone, not exactly what I wanted to do over here at all, but like I said, we're just gonna leave it. So we are going to be adding another roller coaster over in this side of the park to hopefully drive a little bit more foot traffic over into the outskirts. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is just yet. I'm just going to grab this building. So if you guys do remember, this one we had to edit to make it larger so we could actually fit the base of the Pelican inside of it. All the other ones are fairly small, like Acrobat, Tornado, Thunder. So I'm going to duplicate the Pelican building, drag it all the way over here just to an open area so we can kind of play with it a little bit. I don't have a name prepared for this thing, so we're gonna have to figure that out maybe at a later date, or maybe I can think of something on the fly, but that never ends well. That's how we ended up with the name Pelican, even though it's a stork. So since this is supposed to be our water area, we don't have any more water coasters to use, but we do have this ride. If you can kind of get a good look at it right there, I'll place it down and get a better look at the actual coaster itself here in a second. But this one is called the Stingray. So it's a flying coaster. Basically, here I'll show you how the sequence works. Basically, you sit down in it upright like this. The latches come down over your shoulders and you go up like that. You're literally flying. Like, this thing's gonna be absolutely wild. Oh, Huh. Well, that's weird. I was under the impression that we were gonna need a wider area. That's awkward. So I'm gonna set this down right over here just for a minute. We're not gonna edit the track or do anything like that just yet. Right now, I have to try to figure out how to get it inside of the coaster station that we've built. So first I'll line up the front section of it. I think about there should be good. Make sure it's equal with the rear. Now we can adjust the height. The height is probably the easiest part. You just try to get it up above the little joists right here. Perfect. You know what? I think I already got a name, guys. Stinger. Instead of Stingray, it could work. So we got Stinger on this sign. Let's go ahead and edit this sign over here as well. And we only had to change 4 letters. That's how you know it's meant to be right there. We'll change the colors later on as well, but for now, we're gonna stick with the red, white, and gray. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing into position. So we're gonna select the coaster. What? I don't know what I just did. That's weird. Okay, so we have the building selected. We need to select the ride and the building, so I guess we'll just do a big selection like that. All right, that might have to do. Of course, now that I turned off angle snap, I can't really tell what's straight and what isn't, so I'm just gonna leave it and we'll place it down. So that will be the resting place for our coaster, and I think that'll work out pretty dang well. Now that we've done that, let's come up here and place our entrance, always right there, and the exit up here. So we have the exit pretty close to, on pretty much all of these coasters, actually, we have the exit fairly close to the operator, which is good because then the mechanics can get to the operator station fairly easily. All right, entrance is looking solid. Let's go ahead and go into operations here. We'll change the min rider load to full load, turn off the waiting time, departure time. I've been doing 5 seconds and then checking don't block section, so I don't know if that does anything at all, but we're giving it a shot here. I want this right there, and then we'll do the exit over here in the corner. All right, I guess that looks pretty good. It's not as round as I wanted it to be, but that's all right. So we have our priority entrance, we have our main queue entrance, and we have our exit all figured out. I think it's time to get down and dirty with this bad boy. This is gonna be crazy, you guys. Okay, so in edit track, this is where it's gonna get interesting, guys. I've never messed around with a coaster like this before. It's normally a safe bet just to start going straight up, or as straight up as you can. This one's only 60 degrees, so we'll do a chain lift up and then drop this back down to 0. So that'll be our first climb. This thing's gonna look kind of weird out here all by itself, and we are going to drop this thing 90 degrees straight down, curve it back in 180. You think that'll work? Because at this point you'd be laying on your back. I feel like this would be really dangerous. All right, I gotta test this out just to see if it could even do this. And I want ride view camera. Actually, hang on a second. Before we test it, we do have to change the chain lift speed to 14 miles per hour. There we go. And then let's go to ride camera. Oh, that's weird. Ride camera's not working. Probably just because we're mid-edit, I guess. So when it comes all the way up to the top, guys, keep in mind you are literally facing straight down right here. So it's gonna drop. That's the slowest thing I've ever seen. Why is it going 9 miles an hour? I'm not like slow mode or anything, you guys. That was seriously the drop. I don't understand. Did it get messed up somehow? We'll bring it back up to the top. That was so weird. Yeah, there we go. Wow, okay. Hey, it works. Fear's pretty high, but it works. We might keep it. We're probably gonna end up changing it later on, but we'll keep it. You think they'll have enough speed to do a loop? I highly doubt it. Oh. Nope, can't do it. I want to go up 45 degrees and back down to 0. We'll see if it can get up this high. And survey says it can. It's slow, but it can do it. And now at this point, we're going to go 45 degrees down again to 90 to 135. So now everyone will be upside down here at this point. I'm just going to let this thing sort of go around wherever it wants to go, and we'll just sort of see what it does. All right. Can it do that though? It does carry a lot of speed down that slope there. Up and around and down and around this bit. It seems to want to keep climbing, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and place that down there. We'll make this go back to 0. All right, will it get up to the top, you guys? Oh yeah, dude, it's got that. Like it's nothing. That's sick. You guys, this is easily the most intense coaster I've made so far, and it can't figure out how to autocomplete, so we're gonna have to help it out there. Okay, so starting from the back of the track over here, we're gonna see if there's some way we can get this thing to actually come into the station. So far, it's not looking so good, guys. Oh, is it because of the sign? If we go into settings here, guys, go into disable coaster collision, resume, does that help? No. Disable scenery collision because of the sign, that didn't help. Oh, yes it did. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna make this really, really long. We're gonna turn it, let's do a 90 right there. And now let's see if it can do an autocomplete. Oh yeah, no problem. Okay guys, this will be the maiden voyage of the Stinger. This is already pretty crazy. Like the first drop, it just propels you enough to get around the whole rest of the track. So now we're just upside down. Oh, this is weird, dude. So I guess you wouldn't be looking up like this, you'd be looking like this. This is so scary. Oh my god, this is fast. It does slow down a good bit though. God, the fear is so high, dude. There's no way people are gonna ride this. So this is the first attempt, you guys, of trying to do something with this coaster. If it doesn't end up working out, we can try to figure something else out, I guess. Get a little bit more speed. Tipsy Buck is now playing SDK Base 2007. If you guys don't know what that is, that would be roleplay. That'd be GTA RP. Your ride exceeds G-force limits. Okay, well, I kind of figured that would happen. So I'm gonna select the entire track here, get rid of it, try something else, and I'll see you guys when I'm finished with that. Alright, you guys, so I tried to sort of envision like a stingray swimming along through the ocean, doing its stingray thing, you know? So just keep that in mind while we go around here. So the initial drop, not much changed, except we're going the opposite direction now. Very, very fast through here. Extremely fast, actually. Fear and excitement, sort of high just on the initial section, but wait till you guys see the end section here. So we have that little pretzel loop. That's the first one. There's 2 pretzel loops in this coaster. Gain a bunch of speed here, up and around through another pretzel loop, which has pretty good excitement, high on the fear, but not too much. Around this corner, and this is where it starts to get in that sort of swimming motion of a stingray. You guys can see it's going up and down and up and down, moving along through the water here. Another little section right here, around the bend. Last little section here. People really like this. The excitement is through the roof. Little break section to a block section, and then back in to the station here. So let's see what we got. A 7.68. That's actually pretty good for us. This is one of our better performing coasters. Whew. I'm actually kind of nervous to see our prestige on this one. 1231, boys. 1231. That's insane. That is our best coaster ever, by far. And it looks pretty good, too. Even like if you were walking up from the front and you saw this thing, you'd be like, I want to go on that. Like, this thing is perfect. I would do a little bit of math, but I'm not quite ready for that just yet. We do have to go into operations, change this to block section because I did add a block section over here. Just 2 trains on this one, guys. Don't get all worked up in the comment section. Full load, all of that's turned off. Everything right there looks good. Let's go ahead and test it out with 2 trains this time. 2 trains! Oh my god, that was lame. What? Why What? What's going on? I'm so confused. I was just sitting here waiting for the test to play out, and the coaster's stuck at the top here, and this one's down at the bottom. I think we need another block section. Whoops. This little friction brake section, I'm gonna turn into a block section. I don't think these are probably spread out enough. Target speed 14, release rate 8, release acceleration 4, decel 20 meters per second. Is this one the same thing? There we go. Okay, it should be able to do it now. I know you need at least 2 block sections if you're going to have 2 trains running at a time. There we go. Now this one's gonna go into the station. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck at the top again. Nope, we're good. If we go to results, I wanna see what the fastest time. Oh, wait a second. It's just gonna go? Oh, that's crazy. We could probably do like 3 then. Dang, dude, I didn't know that. I didn't really envision this being a hold section up here, but I guess if it wants to do that, that's fine. Okay, maybe once the other one pulls into the station, the chain will continue and it'll fall. There we go. Okay, that's good news. See if our prestige changed at all. Nope, still 1231. That's perfect. We're gonna open this thing up. So for the math, it'd be 1231 divided by 35. That's $35.17, you guys. That's nuts. Yes, it does cost an arm and a leg, but most of our visitors have been pretty willing to pay whatever we ask them to pay. Okay, now for the ride colors. I'm not gonna change it up too much, but I am going to increase the intensity of each color and just make sure that it is as bright and as poppin' as it can be. So we get a nice purple here. We'll leave that still purple. The blue, I want to be a little bit more of a light blue. Something like that should look good. And this is dark blue, I think. Let's leave that as a dark blue. Something like that ought to do. Oh yeah, dude, that looks sick. That looks so cool. Okay, so I'm gonna use those same colors to color the signs out front here. So we'll do purple outside, like a light blue teal inside for the lettering, and then we'll do a blue trim around the letters. I think that should look pretty nice. Uh-oh, guys, I just realized something. I think we have 2 of these buildings here, because if I delete something, it's still there. That's not good. Okay, we're gonna have to do this over in that case. So I'm gonna try to do this as carefully as I can. I'm going to select this whole thing, deselect the ride, delete. Oh God, it looks so bad now. And we'll grab Thunder. Now the good news is we should be able to rotate this thing around with angle snap turned on to match that same angle, I think. Nope, looks like it's a little different. Okay, give me a second here, boys. Okay, I think it's back to looking how it did before. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, it looks close enough. But anyways, now I have to go through and edit all these letters again. Okay, after many hours, the deed is finally done. We have new signs out front of the Stinger. Actually, did I call this Stinger? I want it the Stinger. There we go. Okay, for the track color, I don't hate this. I don't hate it at all. The light blue needs to be a little bit less bright. And this blue, I think I'm just gonna change to the dark blue that we have on the coaster. Ooh, this changes a lot though. Purple could be cool for the track and red for the supports. Is that too much, you think? No, there's no such thing as too much, you guys. So for the operator colors, we will go ahead and adjust those accordingly. We'll do red hat, purple shirt, blue shorts, and dark blue belt and shoes. Does that look dumb? Yeah, it looks pretty dumb, but they can look dumb. That's okay. And then let's go over to this lady right here. Do the same thing. There we go. And the ticket handler. Perfect. They look horrible. All right, so Thunder has broken down. We will let a mechanic get out to there when he can. Thunder's been a good coaster, man. It just keeps getting better. Acrobat, Insanity, all those are broken down. All right, so now we have to go over to our Planet Coaster sign. This thing is about full, I think. Yeah, this will make it 50, me selecting Stinger right there. Confirm that. That way people can see the advertisements about it, and they'll know where to find it. And then the last thing we're gonna do is over here at the information booth. Starts to get real frame ratey when you have a lot of stuff selected. We will add that to the info booth as well. And there we go. Let's go ahead and fast forward here. Make sure people actually come up to ride it. I am curious to see if the foot traffic gets a little bit thicker. Oh yeah, it looks like a couple more people are starting to come to the right over there, and quite a few more people over here to the left. It's gonna take a while. You know, it's gonna take a while. It's not gonna be an immediate thing, but man, this is one sweet, sweet coaster. I wanna get a better view on how this actually works too. This whole like flipping mechanism here. So you do just sit straight up and down like a regular coaster, and then it rotates you up. Oh, that was way too fast. I forgot I was in fast forward there. There we go. We got some more people on it. But let me know what you guys think, of course, if you would have done anything differently on this coaster. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm gonna be honest, it's one of the better coasters that we've made. It's the most, I would say, quote unquote, realistic coaster that we've made so far. So now that we've finally built a decent coaster here in the park, I do think I'm going to leave things off here. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.